Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for joining me. My name is Paula McGurdy and I'm a visual artist, and I recently started these conversations with other female creatives within Ireland, really to find out a bit more about other creatives' process, where they find their inspiration, and also just to give a platform to celebrate female creatives within Ireland. This next conversation is with a screen printer and designer, illustrator. She has many hats and her talent is amazing, and her name is Niamh Gillespie. And I must be honest and say, full disclaimer here, when I first chatted to Niamh, we've chatted back and forth on Instagram quite a bit, but when I first chatted to Niamh, I got her surname completely wrong. And I think it is my inner dyslexic coming out, so I apologise, and we had a little giggle, but you'll hear it anyway. I've left it in just for the shits and giggles, you know. And the other funny thing is, we realised that both myself and Niamh lived in exactly the same area in London at exactly the same time. So she lived on the very road that my son went to nursery, and which is just astounding, isn't it? Like, so I'm sure there was probably plenty of times where we probably passed each other by, pushing prams and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we're really very, very funny, and it's amazing to find somebody and go, oh, you know that turf, you know the loops and that area really well. So yeah, it was a lovely conversation. I hope you'll go and check Niamh's work out. She has quite an exciting new addition to what she's doing coming up very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But go check her work out. I hope you'll enjoy this conversation, and if so, please share, like, and you know, the usual. The more this gets listened to and shared, obviously the more the love is spread, and the more I can continue to do these conversations. So if you do like it, I would appreciate that massively. So go put the buds in the ears or listen to it wherever, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks. Hi, Niamh.
Hi Paula, how are you?
How you doing? Thanks for joining me. So Niamh, first off, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your surname right. Gillespie?
Gillespie.
Gillespie!
Sounds very Italian, Paula.
It's like Giuseppe, I don't know, Gillespie. Okay. I obviously have never seen it written down before. Okay, I apologise.
My first name people have trouble with.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Niamh. I get the Niamh. The Gillespie. You think I would kind of know that anyway? Oh, there we go. How are you anyway? Thanks for joining me.
No worries. Thank you.
So I just did a little intro before I came on here, just to kind of describe a little bit about your work. But I guess the best person to talk about the work would be yourself. So why don't you tell us a bit about your work, what you do? Or even a bit about your story. Maybe let's start off with a story of how you got into screen printing or art in general. Was it always there? Was it something encouraged in your family? Do you come from a family of artists? Like, how did it all begin? And
okay, yeah, maybe go back to the beginning. Well, my mum was an artist, as a hobby more so as a professional, and she was also a dressmaker. So she always, had me drawing from a young age, and she was kind of my main inspiration. So my art teacher had told my mum to send me to art college.
Oh wow, okay.
So I always remember going up to Dublin to the NCAD open day with my mum, and I kind of knew straight away that that's where I wanted to go. So I did first year core in NCAD, just like trying everything out for 1 year. Kind of thinking I wanted to do painting at the time or print. I didn't really know much about textiles. So then the tutors could kind of tell that my like mixed kind of strong points were probably fashion and painting. So then combined, I did it like a block in printed textiles and loved it. So then I specialized in that for 3 years. So I think the last 3 years. And that was amazing. Yeah, NCAD was amazing college. And then on the 3rd year, we did a placement in London. So I worked for a textile studio called Typography Design. So I just spent a summer there, and then the whole year did exhibition in London, the Business Design Centre called I can't remember the name. It was basically like a textile fair, and lots of studios came to see us. So Circle Design asked me back to work for them. So a few of us actually moved to London, all from our year group.
Brilliant.
We all went to work for different textile studios. So yeah, we had the best time in London, and I was actually there for 15 years. I worked for the print studio for I think 8 years.
Okay.
Then me and my friend took a year out to go traveling around the world. Didn't work for a year, and then when I came back,
that's the dream, isn't it?
Researching. We always said we were researching for a year. We did. We actually got so inspired, like for a whole year. We went to India, South America, like everywhere, and sent back boxes and boxes of textiles from around the world. But yeah, my mum the postman used to come with huge boxes, wondering where in the world I was.
Wow.
So yeah, when I moved back from my travels, then I went to work for Paul Smith, designing women's wear prints for him.
Fantastic.
For
wow.
3 or 4 years. And then I worked for Topshop for 2 years. Then I had Freya, my first baby. Then I went back to work for Paul Smith part-time, so I could... then when I had my second little girl, we decided we might move back to Ireland. So yeah, we moved back to Ireland 4 years ago now.
So you're in Louth, is that right? That's right, Niamh, you're in Louth, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm originally from Cavan, but we moved to County Louth, just along the coast.
Okay.
Didn't know anybody when we first moved here, so it's quite challenging, and I did miss my friends a lot in London.
Quite a change from London, definitely quite a change.
Yeah, me and you've realised that we actually lived in the same place in London, which is
yes, and I've got my cup of tea, and in honour of you today, I've actually got my made in Peckham. But yeah, I was saying that we both lived in Nunhead, so lovely Nunhead.
Nunhead Art Trail, which I spoke to you about as well.
Yeah, which we both took part in. Yeah,
that's kind of where I started to do my own work aside from working in the fashion industry. I had an open house studio for the Arts Trail. So then when I moved back to Ireland, I still freelance for a lot of fashion companies. But that kind of sparked me to start doing my own work and my own prints. So I joined a print studio when I first moved back here, like a screen printing studio called Creative Spark in Dundalk. So that's kind of the main thing that's kept me sane since moving back. I've got a gorgeous studio in my house, like overlooking the sea. But I kind of miss the mixing with people and just getting out, meeting creatives. So
it's more solitary, I guess, where you are, as opposed to
have a mix. I kind of like having a day here, maybe drawing or painting, and then go to the studio to be a bit more hands-on printing.
Yeah. So would you go to the printmaking studio regularly? Is that something that you would do like on a weekly basis, or do you mostly work from your studio at home?
I like doing a lot of my drawing or paintings at home, and then getting the acetates and screens ready to take in there. Although some days I just want to get out of the house, so I can just take my computer and work in there. They're very open to, just being creative in there.
Brilliant. That's great.
It's a lovely space, and they've got a communal area where you can mix with other creatives as well. So when I first moved back, I joined lots of groups. Joined another group called Arts Exchange. We meet every second week. Well, before lockdown. During lockdown, we've had kind of Zoom calls.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. You've been very proactive in joining kind of groups and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've had to drop a few because I was just involved with too many. So that was good because we had an exhibition, I think it was the last year. So it's quite good to have some exhibitions to work towards.
Work towards a goal is good, isn't it, really? Yeah.
So yeah, I think that first exhibition was the first kind of starting point to a lot of my more abstract and typography work. Okay. In London, I did a lot of illustrative, kind of really detailed typography on the computer.
Okay, yeah.
Which took so long to do. Like I did them on Photoshop on my electronic pen.
Okay, yeah.
My style has kind of changed the last 2-3 years. I've moved more kind of monochromatic with pops of floral colors. I look at a lot of heritage prints, architecture. I love architecture and more kind of linear abstract shapes.
Yeah, I mean, I can see your work there in the background, and obviously the typography. And are all of those pieces behind you yours, or just
the outrageous ones?
Outrageous.
And those heritage.
Oh yes, the heritage ones. And that one is new. Your new one. I love your face. I love it. Yeah.
That's a new one from yesterday. So yeah, that took me about 2 days to do because this week's been the first week my childminder has taken the kids for outdoor.
Yeah.
So it's just taken me a while to get back into being creative again.
Creative, yes.
Hard. Juggle.
Hard to get back. Yeah, I was going to ask you. Well, I guess I was going to ask you, first of all, you touched a bit on, we got back to the whole motherhood thing, but I was going to ask you a bit about describing your work. So it is now screen prints that you do then, is that right, Niamh, that you do screen prints? And
I do screen prints, but then I also do digital or G-clay.
As well, okay, G-clay, yeah.
Just to have a mix on my website, on my shop. Obviously the screen prints are more expensive.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just difficult to know which way to do them. But G-clay, they've got a really good printer, a Creative Spark that prints large scale, A2 and A1.
Brilliant.
So I can scan my artwork screen prints and like enlarge them.
Yeah. The
quality is amazing and the color, so
gorgeous. Yeah, because especially with the fluorescence, because you work in fluorescence a lot, so
yeah,
it's amazing.
Doesn't achieve the fluorescence as much, but that's why the screen print's so nice, because you can get that fluorescent really bright color. Apart from the screen prints, I have been working on a new accessories brand as well, which I'm launching in the summertime.
Wow, so can you tell us about that, or is that under wraps at the moment? It's a secret.
It's a little bit under wraps, but I'm hoping to launch.
We'll leave it there.
I'm hoping to launch in August, September. I mean, I've specialized in fashion and textiles, and I've had all my experience in that, so that's kind of my passion. So, but it's mixing my, prints on fabric, so it kind of all ties in anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just working on the branding for that at the moment. And
are you doing all of that yourself then, Niamh? Are you looking into the branding yourself? Is that something you do, or is that something that you outsource or collaborate with somebody else? Or
well, I have, and I did know what I wanted in my head, but I've left it to the professionals.
Okay.
Yes, I've got some graphic designers working on that.
Great.
I've just been busy doing all the prints, and liaising with factories. The factories I was using had shut down during lockdown. They're in Italy. So things are opening again slowly. So hopefully we'll get things going.
Get things going soon. Yeah. So summertime we can look at. So I guess you've got a bit of work to do before then. Yeah.
It's nearly there. It's just packaging. Brilliant. And so I'll keep you posted. I'll be posting on my Instagram. So yeah, it's exciting.
Fantastic. Can't wait to see what's going to come next. Which is really exciting. Brilliant. So how would you describe your day-to-day? Do you have a routine? I mean, do you work in series? Do you have multiple things kind of on the go? Like how would you describe your day-to-day? You're in the studio. Obviously the kids are with the childminder or in school or various things like that.
Well, my husband's working full-time from home.
Okay.
So I'm actually finding that quite hard.
It's funny having somebody else in your space when you're normally used to working kind of in solitary, I guess. You know?
No, it's good. If he's here, I can get out for my run. I also joined a running group when I moved back. So
brilliant.
I get my run in the morning, then I can come back, do homeschooling for an hour or two. No, usually an hour. I'll be lucky to get that done. And then, in the beginning, I was trying to get into my studio maybe in the morning before the kids woke up. But I'm not really a morning person. I'm definitely more of a night owl. I love when they're in bed.
Everything's quiet.
I sometimes do 3 or 4 hours work, like when they go to bed.
Really? Do you? That's amazing. Yeah.
I just feel like it's a good chunk of time to get work done, but then you're really tired the next day, so it's hard. So that's why this week I decided to put them into childcare just for the 1 or 2 from 10 till 4.
Yeah.
I just feel like you need full days to properly sit down and paint and just get into it.
Yeah, it's hard when you've just got a short period of time and it feels like you're just always on the back end of things. It's not really feel like you can really get motivated to do a huge chunk of time. So yeah.
So I've been having my shop's doing really well.
Brilliant.
So I tend to get up in the morning and just get a few of my orders ready. My little girls have been helping me with that.
That's great.
I did a stay-home print during lockdown.
Yes, I saw that, yeah.
And they were busy helping me package those up and putting stickers on envelopes and stuff. But in terms of doing new work, that's kind of where I'm struggling to do lots of new work. By the time I get my orders out, focus on my new brand, I haven't been doing as much new designing for my Niamh Gillespie design work as I'd like. But you can't do everything, and sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves, I think. When you write down what you've actually done in a week, you're like, okay, I've actually done quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
So I can't work. This week I've tried to do new design work, so Niamh Gillespie design, and then I've done one other day on my new brand, just to try and keep them separate.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm jumping from A to B and my head gets quite...
The flow is broken then, you know. What flow? But anyway, yeah.
And then the day goes so quickly when the girls aren't here. But yeah, no, it's fine. I find the juggle quite hard. It's nice just having a few hours to yourself. For your own headspace as well.
So obviously you've mentioned that you've got kiddos. How do you, obviously you're talking about the juggle, but does that play into your work at all, like in terms of what you create or design? Is that very separate? And also the mother and artist juggle, I feel, is always that push and pull between carving out your own time and
yes. I always find the guilt there. it's horrible. I hate feeling guilty that you should be doing stuff with the girls when you're in your studio, but I think you just have to just let them play. You're in your own space. No, they actually love art as well. So we have art. I've kind of turned my studio into more of an art room. I put a table in the middle here so they can come down and paint.
And do they do that? That's amazing. There's not a chance my children would do that, but
yeah, then they just run off and let me clean it up. Yeah, I've got some of their pieces up here. This little
fantastic.
My little girl Freya, she loves drawing and painting.
That's brilliant.
She's always giving me ideas of what I could do, and she's quite inspiring.
Maybe you should do a bit of a collaboration with her at some stage or something, you know.
I did do a really nice scarf design. I was thinking of stealing it for my next project.
Wow.
No, and I do a lot of my typography prints, some of them inspired by family, like my girls. Boys.
Yeah.
Kind of based around family and like decor.
Yeah, brilliant. And did you find that your work changed then when the girls came along, or when you had your first?
I don't know. I kind of was doing a bit of a mix of my illustrative floral style. I had both of them on my online store, but I've kind of been more pushing towards the more linear typography. It's kind of just going that way. I've kind of taken the more illustrative stuff further down my online shop.
Yeah.
But I think I definitely prefer doing the more linear, more abstract work.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a lot of floral paintings as well. A lot of that's going to come through in the new brand.
Your next, brilliant.
Hand painted or more gouache, stylized florals.
Yeah.
Still mixed with linear abstract shapes as well.
Lovely. Sounds fantastic. I can't wait to see it.
Typography, it's a mix of everything.
Mix of everything. And I love a bit of typography in there as well. Yeah.
By the sea as well. It is very inspiring living by the sea too.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. This is your studio that you're in at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah.
So those windows are what you can look out on a daily basis.
Will I turn the camera? Or?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Yeah.
Just have my dog in the window.
Oh, lovely. Oh, look. Beautiful. Oh, what I love, Niamh, is seeing other people's creative workspaces as well. I always find it fascinating. It's like also sketchbooks as well, looking at people's sketchbooks, but also just where people make and create is just so fascinating to me as well, you know. So
corners, that's my computer corner, and then I'm a bit obsessed with art books. So I've got
lovely.
All my books up there.
Fantastic. Inspiration there, you know, it's just amazing. Because I don't know if you're the same, but I feel like as a visual person, lots of it comes from like that sense of just letting, it's not necessarily a rest, but it's just, you might necessarily be seen to be doing something active, but your mind is playing over. So obviously you've got the beautiful window, being able to look at that amazing space out there, and
inspiring,
and then books as well.
Yeah, I do miss London for the galleries and stuff.
There's so much, yeah.
So I used to hop on, you probably hopped on the Nunhead train as well into the Tate Modern.
So I used to work in the Tate actually.
Oh,
so yeah. So which I loved, but it sounds more fabulous than it was. People are like, "Oh, did you sell your work there?" No, that's yet to come. But you know, one day, yeah. But the galleries are just incredible, aren't they?
I mean, Ireland's amazing as well. We've got Emma and the National Gallery, and there's lots of little pop-up galleries. Hopefully, all opening soon again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, if I do get a block or a creative block, usually in London I would have gone like around the galleries, done some research.
Mm.
And
so what would you do now if you had like a little blip and you were like, okay, I feel like I'm stuck and I need to get out of my whatever rush is going on? How do you?
Yeah, it's weird how the creative brain works, I think, because we get so full of ideas.
Yeah.
And I write them all down, and then you don't know which idea to start with. So for me, I kind of just have to write everything down and try work through them slowly, one by one. But if I do get a block, I tend to just try and draw or paint, something or anything that's kind of inspiring me, because I know then a few weeks later or a few days later, hopefully, my creativeness comes back. I'll use the drawings or paintings that I've done.
Yeah. It's a return to them.
Sometimes you do just need a break, a little holiday.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't think you can continually output, but your mind might be racing, but you mightn't necessarily put anything down on paper. But I love your idea of writing things down. My husband says that to me regularly.
Yeah,
I'm so bad at, I have all of these ideas and I'm flitting and from one thing to another, so gonna take you up on that.
I just have lists everywhere, but then it does get quite confusing because so many lists. I have to like sit down and compile them all and put them into different sections. I think books and magazines for me are really inspiring. Even going to the hairdressers, if I was sit and read a fashion magazine.
Of course, because the fashion as well.
And interiors, I get a lot of inspiration from interiors. I love interiors, and I've prints all over my house. I'm actually running out of wall space.
And it's great to see when people, so obviously on your Instagram account, people then share where they've put. I love that when you see, somebody has sent when your artwork goes, and you can see it in that space as well. It's brilliant.
And the art group that I'm in, we tend to do a lot of swaps.
Oh, brilliant.
The group's called Artist Exchange, so we do a lot of print exchanges. So that's good. I've got one up here from Omen. I don't know if you know his work.
No.
I like to support other Irish artists.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What's her name? Omen? Okay.
Omen. Omin.
Omen.
He's bad. He had a print studio at Creative Spark. Who else have I got here? Her work as well. There's so much talent in Ireland.
Yes, there is, and hence why I was like, I need to speak to more people and find out a bit more about what everybody's up to, and get a bit more momentum, like in terms of other people finding out, particularly in things like interiors. And so many people love the interiors, and you look on Instagram and there's so many fantastic, beautiful houses in Ireland, and I just think they could have some amazing artists on the wall, prints and all sorts of stuff, so.
My mother's an architect as well. So I get a lot of inspiration from architecture.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
He's got a gorgeous new house as well. I did a couple of pieces for the Clarence Hotel last year as well.
Fantastic.
For 12 of their bedrooms.
Wow.
Still to be photographed.
That's incredible. How did that come about then?
I was commissioned through a group called Averna. They create public spaces using Irish artists' work. So I actually met James, who runs that, at a festival, an art festival in Dundalk last summer.
Brilliant.
So it's good, a good bit of networking there.
Networking worked out, that worked out well, didn't it? So
that was,
will you be able to go and see them in situ? Like, that's brilliant, isn't it, to have them in the hotel
hopefully.
there? Like,
Yeah,
amazing.
but I think there was a bit of a hold up, and then obviously with lockdown. So yeah, hopefully it's all been refurbished.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did like a landscape, two pieces that sit together, two landscape pieces, quite
Beautiful.
abstract, like linear mixed with some color blocks.
Sure.
And then my other latest, I did a commission for a chef in London, my cousin, Chef Adrian. He's a famous Irish chef. I did two pieces, Wildflowers by Day, Wildflowers by Night. His restaurant's called Wildflower. Again, it's shut down during lockdown. Hopefully it'll reopen again.
Reopen again soon. That's with everything, yeah. So can I ask, Niamh, like, in terms of, you're an artist, obviously, but do you consider yourself as a business? I'm always fascinated as to, like, if you were to introduce yourself and say what you did, would you say I own a business, I'm an entrepreneur, or just I'm an artist? And do you find that difficult to explain to people, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I've always said designer because I've always been a print designer.
Okay.
But now setting up my new brand, hopefully, entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur, I love it.
Who knows? Hopefully this time next year. No, I do sell a lot of my prints through my online shop, so I'm hoping. My new brand's more of a different market. Yeah, it's hard. I find the whole marketing side's probably the most difficult. Marketing, advertising. I'm sure I could be doing a lot better with, looking at my analytics and all that kind of side of things. I think it's
often those things that I think creative people often, unless you've been trained in some other, like obviously marketing or business end of things, it's probably the last thing that we tend to think of,
That's the main thing, I think. I mean, yeah, I can manage add products and manage my website. But yeah, it's more the marketing, advertising. But hopefully, I can get someone to help me with that for my new brand.
Yes, yeah, have somebody else along board.
I don't really like saying I'm only a designer, or I think multi-creative.
Yeah.
Multidisciplinary. I like doing everything. I love ceramics. I'd love to try new print techniques next year. When my brand gets set up, but I'm thinking more the screen printing and stuff will be probably more of a, not hobby, but more on the side.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to be busy with my new brand.
Brilliant, yeah.
But yeah, I always try and carry a notebook and pen and paper with me, just to always keep new ideas.
Jot them down. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to start doing something like that, because I feel like I have these ideas and they flit away, and I should know that my memory is like I think I'm going to remember something and then I don't, and you get interrupted about something, and it's just yeah. But I like that idea. So a bit about the big dream then for you, Niamh. What would you, obviously you've got your new brand coming out, like what would you say would you be your if there was no restrictions?
I think what I'm doing now, building this new brand, is my dream. Initially it's going to be accessories, men's and women's accessories, but hopefully it will develop into a more lifestyle brand, fashion and interiors, who knows, a lot of collaborations. Hopefully.
And
That's kind of
obviously
my
you
dream.
worked alongside with, how was working alongside with Paul Smith then as well?
Paul
And
Paul Smith was such a lovely place to work. I worked with amazing people there, and Paul himself was very inspiring. He spoke to us quite a lot. The whole building, his office was amazing. It's just full of collectibles, books, like shelves and shelves of books and collectibles everywhere. That was a lovely company to work for.
Inspiring, very inspiring then as well.
Yeah.
So if you're like, so can I ask, if you're stuck creatively, how do you then get out of any kind of rush? In terms of, do you do a lot of sketchbook work? Do you do anything like that, or?
Yeah, I do a lot of drawing and sketches. Like this rainbow behind me. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
This week, I think it's a lot about just trying new materials as well.
Yeah.
I bought these new square pens on Amazon.
Yes.
I've just been doing loads of drawing, and even though you know that you've got a bit of a creative block, you know that you'll use the drawings,
at some stage.
And maybe I love doing mood boards. Maybe I think just going through loads of books, blogs, magazines.
Yeah.
Like when I worked at Paul Smith, we always had about a month to research for the next season.
Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah.
So we used to do all the galleries, all the museums, buy all the latest magazines, go to the Tate Modern bookshop, buy, whatever.
Love the bookshop there. It's the best, isn't it? Yeah.
So just buy whatever books we felt was inspiring. I think you have to do that. And then we all used to gather, all the research we had, start doing some mood boards. And then then the fashion team would come up with the theme or trends. And then we'd go off and design the prints based on them. So I think the research, when you think about how I used to work in the fashion industry, research is such an important part. It's hard to just keep going, designing all the time.
Yeah.
My friend this year told me she takes every January off, not to design, just to, research new ideas. So I like that idea. Thinking maybe next year I might just take January to research lots of nice books, go to exhibitions, maybe have a trip to London. As I said earlier, usually the fashion team would come up with the theme of the season. Could be anything from like a current exhibition, Andy Warhol. I can't think now. Based on the theme, we'd already have done quite a lot of research anyway, just of things that were popping up. Not so much based on the trends, just more images we liked. Paul Smith always just liked more original kind of ideas rather than more things that were happening in London, current exhibitions. So it was really nice to always have a fresh approach. Everything was hand painted, hand drawn.
Brilliant.
We did buy the odd vintage fabrics. We did all the vintage markets in Paris, in Portobello, London. But mainly everything was hand painted in the studio. And it was quite nice. There was like three or four of us on the team, so everyone had different handwriting, different styles. There was also three different labels under women's wear. So core label, black label, and mainline. Mainline was the catwalk, more expensive label. Black label was more sophisticated, more kind of workwear. And then core label was the more casual more like, like denims, t-shirts, stuff like that. So we had to design prints every season, 2 seasons a year for those 3 labels. We also then had accessories, swimwear on top of that as well, and then a bit of a crossover with menswear and women's wear. It was nice. So all the printing worked together with like menswear and women's wear.
So very busy, I guess, like very busy. Do you miss that now? Do you miss like having a team of people around you, or I can imagine there was quite a creative buzz with kind of bouncing off ideas, and now I guess it's different when you're.
I know it's hard. I did love working in a team. I popped in to visit them when I was back in January in London, and I really missed it. I went up to my old studio and went in to see everyone.
Oh, wow.
I went over to Top Drawer to do some research. And I did all the shops, Liberties, Harrods, so all exhibitions. It was lovely.
Very nice. And would you go back to London often then? Do you ever go back to Nunn Head or Peckham or? Yeah,
well, a lot of my friends live in Southeast London still, so I stay with my friend Carol in Forest Hill, and I'm still in touch with my next door neighbours in Nunn Head as well. Yeah, I didn't go back the last time. I sometimes feel a bit sad walking past my old house.
I know.
We did love it in London, but I just felt it was time to move out. I think me and my husband are from the countryside originally. So we both wanted countryside, and the kids love it here.
So quite a change from
I still need my city fix. So I love days in Dublin, and we're we're 20 minutes from 2 big towns, so it's not too but it is quite remote in the winter. We're just right on the sea.
But probably very beautiful as well. I can imagine it's kind of
the last few weeks have been amazing weather.
Oh my goodness, it's been so gorgeous. It's just
so spoiled.
Yes. So tell us, Niamh, where can people find a bit more about you? Where was obviously website, and I know you through Instagram, but what are I'll link them on below, but what were the handles that people could find you on, and particularly with your new new work coming out?
My main drive through sales is probably Instagram, so I'm Niamh Gillespie Design on there. That links to my website, my online shop. I also sell not on the high street. I've got work in Hang Tough Gallery in Dublin, and where else? Some work in Creative Spark as well. So I will be posting links to my new brand on my Instagram.
And do you have a website then as well, Niamh?
That's www.niamhgillespiedesign.com.
Niamh Gillespie Design, or Gillespie, as I like to say.
Gillespie. It's mainly Instagram. Most of my
Instagram is just fantastic for creative now, isn't it? Like, it's just opened up a whole new world for so many creatives, which is brilliant.
I think you can sell through Instagram as well, but I haven't figured that out yet.
I mean, I sell through Instagram, but it's mostly through like DMs, but I haven't figured out the whole
the shop on there.
Shopify kind of thing,
no, my shop is through Shopify. But my new is a separate one, so I'll have 2 to manage.
Yes, you'll be getting your assistant soon, and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully, yeah, which would be
Well,
fantastic.
yeah, hopefully September when the girls are back to school. Usually in school time, I do two or three full days.
Yeah.
Because with the short days here, I know it's shorter than in the UK.
Yeah, yeah.
9, and then they finish at 1:45 here for the first 2 years.
Mm.
And then it's 2:45.
Yeah.
Class up. So after next year, we'll get easier. I'll have a good chunk in the morning.
Yeah.
But I do find working from home quite challenging. You know, if getting all the housework done, locking yourself in your studio, you just have to be disciplined.
And, sometimes you just have to ignore the rest and just go, that can wait until later or not.
But it's nice to be able, because when I moved back first, I had interviews in Dublin with some fashion companies.
Yeah.
And the commute was just going to be too long. And I just told myself that's not why I've moved back to Ireland. I wanted to move back for, a good work-life balance.
Yeah.
So I just decided to freelance. I freelance for Primark, Topshop. I still freelance for quite a lot of companies.
Oh, do you? I didn't realize that. That's brilliant that you've got that as well. Then I guess
and some smaller. Because I worked for a lot of companies in London, I've met a lot of people through that. So I do a lot of freelance for smaller brands as well. So yeah, busy.
Keeps you busy, definitely. So what would you say to anybody who was thinking of branching out or starting out or doing something different, or they feel like they want to do something creative? Would you have any advice? Not even necessarily as a professional thing, but even just starting somewhere?
Yeah, I think it's good to, if you're on Instagram, to just, I know I should probably do this myself, just to put more rough ideas and initial sketches and stuff up. I don't think everything should be like finished work.
Perfect. Yeah,
and I probably should tell myself that too. I think people like seeing new ideas, very creative, but I think you just need to follow, for anyone thinking of doing art or going to art college, or I mean, for me, I was always kind of warned there wasn't that very many jobs in, print and textiles. But I think if it's your passion and you love what you do, it'll work out. Work
I mean, I do wonder how many people have not gone after that for fear of it not being like financially viable, or whatever they think that the big challenge is, that they can't make a living out of it or whatever. How many people have then it's gone a completely different route, but the passion, obviously the desire would still be there,
I think a lot of people would do it as a hobby, but it's lovely to do what you love doing, and make money from it. So I think if you've got a passion for something, you just have to do it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. My mom was so good at that. She just believed if that's what I wanted to do, then I should do it. So
you had a champion there then, which is fantastic, isn't it? That you had somebody kind of, saying, encouraging you and saying, yeah, you can do it. Like, that's a way for you to make a living, or you just do whatever. That's fantastic, And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, and thanks a million for chatting. And lovely to hear about your process and what you're doing. And I wish you all the best with the new collection coming out. That's very exciting. I can't wait to see it. That will be amazing. And what I'll do is I'll list all of the places people can find you below, and see your new works and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, Paula, thank you.
So thanks a million, Niamh. You too. Take care. Bye. Bye.